Welcome or welcome back to Betide, and this is the fifth part of the Edgegap Integration Kit series where we will be implementing backfills. If you don't know what backfills is, it's pretty simple. Backfills is basically when a server needs more players after a matchmaking is already done and players have already joined. It can create backfill tickets to accept more players after it. So for instance, if you have 20 players that are required for a match, you had 20 players that matched for it and joined Edgegap server. Two of them left. You need two more players. You can create two backfill tickets to let two more players that would be matchmaking after that to join the same already running server. This is better for games where you need exact number of players, and also for if you have a battle royale game where you have 100 players, you can't keep them in lobby waiting for 100 players getting matched at the same time. You can start matchmaking for 20 players, get them in the main server, and then create some backfill tickets to accept players after the server has already started. That said, let's get started. Two important points to keep in mind is the backfill ticket can only be created by a dedicated server that is running on Edgegap, and that was started due to matchmaking process because there are some injected values that are passed to it, which is available only on that server, and it's injected as an environment variable. The second thing is the implementation that we are going to do, because Edgegap only allows one player to join per matchmaking ticket, per backfill ticket. It's not like Playfire where you could specify the number of players you need for a single ticket, but here it's like one player can join per ticket. You have to create multiple tickets if you need multiple players. Our implementation would be if one player leaves the server, one more should join. So we will just use on post logout, on logout. If a player leaves, just accept one more. So that's what we are going to implement. And yeah, let's get started. Thank you. So to start, the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a separate game mode for our server level. Now this is important because the backfill functions can only be called by the server and not the client. And also only the server has all the details that are needed for creating a backfill ticket. So I just copied our third person game mode and created a server game mode. And then here we need to call the event logout. There are two events, event on post login and event logout. The event post login is called when some player joins a level, and post logout is called when someone leaves a level. On logout is called when someone leaves a level. We want to use the on logout. So whenever someone logs out of the level, what we are going to do is we are just going to create a backfill ticket. As simple as that. We are not going into much details as of now because the process will still be the same for creating the backfill, which we will cover completely. But in your case, things can be different. In your case, it could be based off some values. Like if it's a battle royale game, you don't want if some player left in middle and only a minute is left and the server will finish, you don't want players to join then, or you don't want players to join a TDM match when out of 40 score is 38. So for those cases, only make sure you can add some conditions that it is the on logout event is only called on some branch conditions. So if I go to a server that was running, now I match made into the server, you will see that we get some environment variables. Now these are printed at the start of the log, and then the log normally starts whatever unreal logs you get. But if you see, we have mm_tickets, which is an array of all the player tickets that we get. And then we have their values. So like if you see, we have this complete array, and we can just use the tickets to get the number of players that match made into this server. Now when we have that, we can just convert it into a string array, because this is an Edgegap Integration Kit function. You can convert it into a string array, and then when you have that, we can make a for each loop. So what we are going to do is we are going to get the tickets separately. So that's why we needed the array to be done separate. So let's break it here, and I just make a custom function naming create backfill ticket, and I may show some settings, but for now we will just directly call. And when the array is completed, for each loop is completed, just call create backfill request, and then break it, and let's convert it to a variable. So the tickets, so we need to give the current tickets that the current server has. So promote it to a variable and then just store it. Now we can set the matchmaking URL and the auth token from our matchmaker. Let me open it up quickly. Yeah, so let's copy the API URL and the auth token, which is somewhere here. Okay, and then the profile is again available on the matchmaker itself. Yeah, simple example. And deployment request code we get from our matchmaker. This is again an environment variable that is injected into the machine. So we can just get an environment variable. If I open up my logs again for my last session that was running, it would be named something like Arbitrium request ID. So we will just get that. That's a normal string, so we don't need to convert it. We will just directly send the value as the deployment request ID. Again, this value is only available on a server, so only a server can make this calls. So when we have this ticket which we converted as an map. It's a T map. So we will just add entries. So let me just quickly show one more thing. If you see, we have where's the ticket list? Yeah, this is the ticket list. So if you see, we have this ticket and this ticket, and then we have ticket that ticket ID, and then you get the complete attributes for that session. So for that player. So we will just add entries to this ticket T map, and the first value will be the ticket ID itself, and the second value will be the attributes that the player has. Now to get the attributes, you need to get the environment variables, which is again injected, and then append. Now the first part would be ticket, and that ticket ID, which is again the array element. And now the value that you get is the attributes, which you can directly pass, and this complete flow is ready. Let's just clear the tickets map, because multiple people will leave the map and then it would have to clear this stuff up. So let's quickly do that. And now this is in a pretty good condition. Everything should work in the current state, but we have to add more. We can check the status of our created ticket. Now this is not compulsory if you are not managing and not linking the IDs to different players. This is not an important step as of now, but we will be going and adding a timer and checking the ticket status and printing it. Nothing much fancy. We are not using it for something fancy as of now. So let's go and do that. So now that we have the ID, we will just call get set timer by event, and then run a timer. You can run it on every 1 second, but because I'm not going to do anything fancy, as I said again, I would be doing a timer of 5 seconds. Then check the ticket status, or check backfill status, or something like that, whatever you want to name that. It's not the big issue. Then you need to convert the set timer by event to a variable, because we need to clear the timer when the ticket has been assigned. And when that is done, we will just on checking, we will just call get backfill. Oh, before that, let's convert this to a variable so that we can use it later. Backfill ticket ID, spelling is wrong. Yeah, ticket ID, and plug it in. Now let's go and link it up again. Here let's call get backfill ticket information and add the backfill ticket number. Now the matchmaking URL is the same and the auth token is the same. Now from the failure, you can just print the error, but on success, you get a response where it has a new field which is named assigned tickets, which you can use to find if anyone was assigned to this backfill ticket. In that case, if anyone was, we can just, if it has a valid ticket ID, we will know that a player has joined using this backfill ticket, and we can if you want to assign it to the new player, you can do that you can see or track on post login. But for now, I will just close the timer because that's the only thing that I just wanted to know, that, hey, is anyone assigned to this ticket? And when that timer stops, I will know that, yeah, it was. I'm not assigning players their ticket IDs as of now. So, and also whenever this function is called, I just need to clear the last ticket timer. So multiple timers don't run. We only want to do it once. And there would be multiple ticket IDs created, but that's not a problem because, as I said in the start of the video, ticket ID is per player. So once a backfill request is started, it will only grab one new player to the session. So if you need, or if you have need for 40 players, you need to create 40 backfill tickets. But I don't think that's the right approach. Maybe Edgegap team can tell you more about that thing. But things look good. Let's go and quickly test this. But before that, let's for now directly add create backfill ticket on the event post login. You can again add conditions for, is matches started, has more than 5 players, or is everyone leaving? Because the thing is, when everyone leaves, event post login will then get fired, and it will create backfill for an already running server. So you will have to make some functions and checks before you create a actual backfill on a post login function. So now let's go to the server level and change the game mode to the new one that we created and deploy a new server. So I deployed a new server and set the team count and team size to 2. This is because I will play as 3 players and I will leave from the second player and join from the third to the old server. I hope you know what I mean. So I will matchmake for 2 players. 2 will join the session, and then the third one will join the same server when one of the first 2 players leave. It's as simple as that. So I just deleted the old servers, and I can now start matchmaking. Let it get cancel matchmaking first. Okay, yeah, it should convert. Okay, yeah, cancel matchmaking. Now I can press start matchmaking. So the first 2 clients are matchmaking now, and they should get a server pretty quick. And yeah, this is a new build because game mode when changed requires a rebuild of a server. So it took around 204 seconds to deploy. So because this was the first build of this, and yeah, we both joined. Now if I use console command and leave the server on one of the clients, I can just use a console command for that is open level node. I think I can even show you container. Okay, so yeah, something wrong with the container logs. Maybe, yeah. And open main menu. And you see one of the players left. Now a backfill ticket should be created. So if on our third client, if I press on start matchmaking, I should join the same session. And you see, we both are in the same session, and yeah, you see, we are in the same session. The same thing, if one of the players again leave, that is the first player leaves, it will again create a new backfill ticket, which would be joined by the third player. Again, backfill ticket is only per player, so only one person would be allowed per backfill ticket. And it should join. So even you can see it just created a single deployment that we saw, and yeah, we joined the same server. So that is it for this video. The most important bits of the Edgegap Integration Kit series is now covered. Now we have integration with Steam and stuff like that, but that would be for the next part. And you can see if I start a matchmaking with a third player, it will now keep on searching because no backfill ticket is available now. So that said, meet you in the next one where we would be integrating with it, EOS and Steam and then Lyra. But majorly the series completes here. I will try to be consistent now on YouTube again because all the kits are in good condition and we are not working on very major products. So meet you in the next one. Bye.